focus to the banking space, because you do have Axis Bank that is set to announce its second quarter numbers. Rishi is joining us to tell us what the street really is penciling in for this one.
I've come in place of Vansh just to give him a little bit of a breather, but thank you for that, Shreyansi. So what's happening?
And he's had a busy morning for sure.
Axis Bank is one of the largest banks in India, and of course it's one of the big banks opening the result season for the banking pack. What is likely to be the focus area is net interest margin. There's going to be likely a decline, and this is primarily happening because of the mismatch in the way that the deposits and the loans are getting repriced. So because the loans are getting repriced later, while deposits are getting repriced faster, the bank's net interest margin is therefore shrinking. Other elements that are going to hurt profitability are, of course, the operating cost. You've got provisioning, which is going to impact profitability, as well as lower core income. Net interest income for the bank is expected lower. Credit costs, as far as the bank is concerned, are expected to moderate year on year. This quarter on quarter, apologies. This is primarily because in Q1 the bank had a new recognition mechanism in place, so therefore that had elevated provisioning and elevated credit costs. If you were to look at loan and deposit growth, there again the expectation is of a fairly strong growth during this quarter. However, the broader banking system has also seen a bit of a slowdown. Return on assets, that is expected to be soft at about 1.4%, not much of a change even on a sequential basis. Slippages, now that's the important one. That's where it's expected to be lower sequentially. However, net slippages are expected to be remaining elevated. This is primarily because of the unsecured credit and the losses there. As I said earlier, provisions are expected to be lower, likely because of that one-time technical impact in Q1 coming into play. Let's look at where the numbers stack up. Net interest income for the quarter, a little over 13,000 crore expected for Q2. That's about 3% lower year on year as well as sequentially. Provisions, again, lower sequentially, however, higher year on year. Profit after tax, you're expecting a slight dip. Year on year, of course, that dip is much sharper, primarily because of provision. So if you were to look at the broader set of numbers, Axis Bank is expected to report a slightly soft quarter, but overall still looking better than the rest.
Or rather than a slightly soft quarter is what we're penciling in when it comes to Axis Bank. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Markets Today. Thank you so much for tuning in.